Well, it's Tuesday, and we're off on another great track planning adventure. Today, we're looking at designing your railroad using CAD software. The inspiration here was Sunday's show when we were out visiting Jeff Carter, whose railroad was designed using a CAD system. It's a really fun railroad, and it operates really well. And by operates, I not only mean that it functions quite well, but it has a lot of different options in terms of switching and setting out cars and just basic operations. And Jeff shared with us exactly how he went about designing the railroad. And like a lot of people today, rather than sit down with compass and pencil, he's using a CAD software program on his computer. CAD, C-A-D, for Computer Aided Design. Just as a quick aside here, you can see that his track plan is going all the way back to week one when we were talking about layout shapes. It's a folded dog bone with a peninsula. And that's probably the most popular shape for a model railroad. The software that he used is called PlanIt, 3RD PLANIT, PlanIt. It's available on the internet and sells for $125. It's PC only. There's no Mac version, so for the Macaholics among us, like myself, the only way you can run this is if you put your computer into PC emulation mode, and there are programs out there for doing that. There's a free version, a demo version, which I didn't download because it won't run on my Macintosh, but going through all of the files here on their website, it looks like it would be fairly simple and really accurate to use. You can lay out your exact room size or layout dimensions and then start fitting different track layouts to that. The curvatures all have these wonderful little control handles, which is typical of CAD software, so that you can change the radius of the curve. I'm not sure if it allows you to build in an easement or if that's something that you would have to deal with as you're actually laying the track, but they probably allow for designing in easements as well. It would appear that it's very easy to make modifications to your track plan once it's in there. You can grab handles on the track itself and simply move that around, and it will make adjustments to your curvatures and so on. Very, very rubber bandy, as they say. Then, of course, you can print the design out. Jeff has actually gone through here and put together an entire album of all of the different variations of the track plan that he had put together, ending with the final track plan that he used for constructing the layout. And you can render your railroad as a 3D rendering, which is pretty cool. You can bring in your backdrop and textures and so on and really get a sense of what your railroad is going to look like rendered as a 3D model. And now one of the most significant challenges is once you've got the railroad designed, how exactly do you go about building this as an actual full-size railroad? How do you convert these plans over to benchwork and roadbed and start laying track? What they're doing in the picture here is creating a splined roadbed. That's a technique that's been around a long time, where you take thin strips of wood and bend that into the exact track plan, forming the curvatures out of several layers of thin wood and then gluing that whole thing together. You could also, of course, use plywood and a saber saw and cut your roadbed out that way, which is a technique that I have generally used, but I've also used spline. I digress. Within Third Planet, they have this system for finding out exactly where your track needs to sit relative to your room walls and your benchwork. You use a flexible measuring tape and you affix that to a room wall or some part of the benchwork, And then you attach another measuring tape to another location, which is also marked on your CAD track plan. And then the software will allow you to find any location on your benchwork by triangulating on that using your 2 tape measures. And you can find any location. You can find the center radius of a curve. You can find the exact center of your track at any location. You simply click on the track plan and it'll tell you how far to come out on each tape to find that exact location. That's just incredibly clever. It will also tell you the distance from the floor or some other fixed location again, so that you can figure out your grades, your exact track heights and grades and that sort of thing. You can locate this exact point in 3-dimensional space, all from the CAD program, and then triangulating using tape measures. This is sort of a takeoff on the old school system that we've used for years in building benchwork. Next week we're going to look a little more closely at translating your plans just using old school techniques. But there's another system that they have in here for translating your plans onto your benchwork. Within the third PlanIt software, they have a system for generating CNC files, computer numeric control. This has been around forever with machinists, but it allows you to use machining tools and take these designs and load those directly into various computer-controlled machining tools, which will then duplicate your track plan. In this case, they're using a router, a large table router that will route out thin plywood to create a template with a dashed center line where you can take a writing instrument and stick it down through there and mark out your center line on the roadbed, and it also shows you your exact track gauge. The individual pieces are delivered in fairly small sections that interconnect, as you can see, just like puzzle pieces. And they're numbered so that you can tell what connects with what, and you simply snap all of these things together on top of your roadbed, and it will show you your exact location of your track. And then you can sort of move that around relative to your benchwork until it's sitting exactly where you want it. And then you can construct your actual roadbed by either cutting it out of plywood using a saber saw, or the spline technique that we looked at earlier, where you take thin strips of wood and bend them to this shape, gluing those together almost like creating a plywood, if you will. This is almost like working with a snap track, modular track of some kind, easy track or something like that, in that everything is simply going to snap together. The difference being that you designed the track plan. Every curvature is laid out exactly the way you wanted it. All of these individual pieces that snap together follow your computer-designed track plan exactly. Now, I'm not sure if the track gauge here is so exact that you could actually set this template down between the rails of a flex track, but that's a system that has been used where you can buy templates. You used to be able to buy them. I don't think they're available anymore. That simply set between the rails of flex track so that could be put in place to form your curvatures exactly into your flex track so that you don't have any kinks or anything. But for hand laying, hand spiking track, this would be great because you could set this on top of your ties once you had those in place, and then set the first rail up against this and spike it in place, and then lift the whole thing out and use your track gauge to lay in the second rail. You can also use the CNC plans to have someone cut the roadbed out, again using a computer-guided router, or in some cases actually using something like a laser cutter. But I think for the thicker plywood, the router is a better technique. In this case, the sections of roadbed would be delivered in much larger pieces, probably as much as 8 feet long. It just sort of depends how the whole thing is laid out. But rather than cut the roadbed out yourself with a saber saw, you can use the CNC program to cut the roadbed out if you have access to a large table router that has computer numeric control. Just as with the templates, the roadbed has the center line marked, and all you have to do is make sure you're setting your track directly on top of the center line, and that will even guide you through your switches. When you're handling switches, it's really nice to have a template that you can lay under the track, that you can build the track directly on top of. Back when I was doing HO, that's how I was doing it. I would Xerox off copies of various templates for number 6, number 8, whatever kind of switch that I needed, and then tape those in place on the roadbed and lay my track directly on top of the template. And you can generate these same templates now using the software rather than running over to a copy shop and having those printed out on a Xerox machine. When the router is cutting out the roadbed on the CNC router, the center line and position of all your components for your switches can be laid out directly on the roadbed by the CNC machine. But I think that's overkill. I think once you have these templates, if you spring to have somebody cut out these templates for you, that's all you're going to need. I can work a saber saw and I can lay this in place on top of plywood and cut out all of my roadbed, and if I want to do spline, this will guide my spline building as well. It's the template that really is the key here. The one place where I can see having a CNC roadbed cut out would be hugely advantageous is if you're building a helix like this, especially one like this where you have all of these various tracks coming off of the helix at different locations. This would really be a nightmare to try to figure out and cut out of plywood. But if you can load this into a CNC machine and have a table router cut out all of this stuff out of plywood so that it simply assembles like a giant wood puzzle, wow, that would make this so much simpler. Just as a quick aside, notice that this helix is laid out as an oval rather than a perfect circle, which is what we talked about last week. So you have these short tangent tracks as a place where you can place expandable joints in your track when you're building this whole thing, so that you're not trying to build this up and have kinky joints, if you will. You could solder two pieces of flex track together to form a 6-foot long section of flex track, or a 2 meter long, or whatever. And then that would be fairly manageable to run around your curves, and then place the non-soldered joints in the middle of the tangent. So the giant elephant in the room now is, how do I find someone that can cut out the roadbed? What kind of a machine shop or whatever do I need to find that can take my CAD program and turn that into a CNC program and actually cut out templates or roadbed? 3D PlanIt offers this as a service. They don't actually do the CNC work, but they know of a lot of different companies around that do this work, and they can connect you with that. And I believe you can just upload your files directly to 3D PlanIt, and then they can convert those into CNC program and send that to the appropriate machine shop. If you have questions about this, as you most certainly would, if this is something that you're planning to do, you can email the people who make this software directly, and they even have their phone number on the website, so it shouldn't be too hard to find out what the costs would be and what it would take to set this whole thing up. And what program did you use?
Third PlanIt. That's 3RD PlanIt. Okay.
Well, I hope you found this whole thing informative and maybe even mildly entertaining. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if so, do click the like button. It really helps us out and helps you out, because it'll help direct you to more videos like this one. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe by clicking on the upcoming blue button, the subscribe button. Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Sunday with some more Sunday foolishness. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.